This video is brought to you by dubzlist.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chronic Confusion on the dubCast digital conglomerate. What you're seeing on the screen now is some footage from my Arkham Knight series that I'm just uploading to the new dubCast gaming channel. So you should go check that out. There'll be a link in the description below. It's dubCast Games. You know, it hasn't been around long enough for me to get an actual URL, so the URL is going to look funny. But it'll be in the description below. What you're seeing now is footage that I've worked on for hours because I don't have the skills to actually go into the source of the game and just put together shit like some people do. I have to play the game like 50 million different ways to get different camera angles and then mix them all together later on. I think it turns out pretty neat. So I put together like 20 to 30 minute episodes of stuff like this that has kind of a definite beginning, middle, and end following the main storyline of Arkham Knight. And as soon as that's all up, I'll start on another one. So I'll also be doing streaming. I'm going to get Cody on there, hopefully, to do some streaming.
Yeah.
So we got a dedicated gaming channel now. Go check it out. Go subscribe for stuff like this and weekly videos, daily videos, all kinds of gaming stuff going on. Hope to see you there.
If you know Stone Cold E.T. like to come to White Castle or a couple of cheeseburgers to fill me up before I whoop some ass, give me a hell yeah if you're down with Stone Cold E.T. Oh, hell yeah!
You need attention. You're replaceable.
I think I know what this song's about. I mean, a little bit, maybe.
Yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Chronic Confusion here on the dubCast digital universe. With some CKY, brand new single just dropped, as we say in the music industry today.
It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot off the presses.
It's getting some play on Sirius. You can call your local radio station and request the fuck out of it, and they should have it. And if they say they don't, it's probably because they're on some pre-programmed playlist that nobody has control over. That's how most radio stations work these days. But that's one thing that's like always gets me when people are, they have like these live request call-in shows and shit, but they don't really. Like if you call and request something, if it's something they got coming up, they'll like make it seem like you requested it.
Yeah.
But if it's coming up, it's coming up. Like
because it's like right in between a song as it's fading into it. It's like, oh my god, hi, this is Kimmy, and I really want to hear Katy Perry's Roar. All right, here's Katy Perry's Roar for Kimmy.
Katy Perry.
I was trying to think of a pop song, and that's what came to my mind. I mean,
radio's bullshit. Don't listen to that bullshit anymore.
I listen to talk radio, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
I mean, sometimes. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah. All right, so Chronic Confusion finally back in the saddle. Thanks for tuning in, turning on. Again, check out the new gaming channel. Search for dubCast Games. It should come up. And again, as soon as we get a few subscribers and a few more videos uploaded, it'll let me create an actual URL. YouTube's weird like that.
I forgot to subscribe because I wasn't actually logged in when I was watching it because I was watching it on the computer. I'll have to go subscribe.
But yeah, the Arkham Knight shit, because the thing about Arkham Knight is
it didn't work on Steam.
Well, that's what I'm doing it on.
Yeah,
no, I mean, it works there now.
Yeah, it didn't on release.
So yeah, I've been playing it on PC, and the thing about it is like Batman Arkham Knight is one of those games where like everything is generated within game, like even the cutscenes and shit.
Yeah.
So it just looks very cinematic to begin with. There's no cutting away for cutscenes and shit like that. It's just, constant flow. There's very little loading and whatnot. But it made, I was playing it and I was like, this would be perfect. Like, because there's like people who upload game movies, like where they just take all the cutscenes and they'll take a little bit of game footage and they'll just put it all the way up.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool and all, but who wants to sit and watch, 4 hours, or 6 hours?
Just
in
the
some cases.
cinematics.
Yeah, just the cinematics and a little bit of gameplay, and I'm like, so.
No, and also you've got it broken down into like segments. Like
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
20 to
actually
30, yeah.
making it to where it has like the beginning of the mission, then some shit happens in the middle, and then there's like an end. Whether it's a happy ending or not, it's whatever. It's an ongoing story. It doesn't matter, but. I try to catch a cliffhanger if I can.
Yeah, but I mean, it's nice because, like, you don't have to sit down and watch something for 4 hours.
Exactly.
You can watch it bit by bit.
And I feel like even if you've played Arkham Knight before, it's still, like, I feel like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but the way I've cut it down and taken some different angles and shit and mixed them together and made it a little more cinematic, I feel like you can sit and watch it, and it's almost like watching, like, an actual TV show of Batman. It's like a Batman TV show. If I could just get the HUD off the screen.
I never used the smoke pellet when I was playing.
No.
So like when you used the smoke pellet and then did that double takedown into a multi-fear takedown, I was like, that's really
I pulled some shit out, man, like, because you got to think like Batman when you're playing that game, especially if you're doing it for like something you're going to present to people. Because I'm like playing it, and like most of the shit you see on there, I've played probably by that point, by the time it's actually in the finished video, I probably played that section 10 times.
Right.
Just to get it the exact way that I wanted. I'm like, well, if this was a Batman movie or TV show, what would he do? And it's like, well, they've already been alerted to my presence. I could wait for them to disperse again and then take them out one by one, but that's going to take forever. So I'll just fucking smoke them out. There's other instances like that pop up. But yeah, I've always used like as many of the gadgets as possible just to get the higher scores and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's been fun, it's taken forever. Like I said, I'm up to episode 3 on the channel now. Been doing one a day. But I'm only up to episode 5 in editing. So I'm going to have to crack down this week and get to finishing it up. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be eventually. I'm thinking probably around 20.
Yeah. It's a long game.
Yeah, but I'm just doing the main story. Then I think after the main story is done, I'll go back and do like bonus episodes of the different side missions.
Yeah, go back and get the Riddler.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I can't finish the main story because you have to 100% the game to get the Nightfall Protocol. So it'll be like the end of the main story, and then I'll be doing a bunch of side missions, and then eventually the end with the Nightfall Protocol will be put up. So yeah, and I'll go back to doing Fallout 4 pretty soon as well. And all that. So Cody, what have you been doing?
Man, not much. Playing a lot of Zelda, actually. A lot of Breath of the Wild. So that's been really
I've seen you on Steam a lot lately.
Yeah, I've been playing some Civ on Steam, Civ 6. Man, have you ever played any Civilization games?
No.
All right.
Well, define that. Like, what's...
Well, I mean, like by Civilization, I mean Sid Meier's Civilization franchise,
okay,
which is like a city building.
So not just
game.
any game where you have a city.
Right, not just SimCity,
like,
which is also a city building.
Well, I played SimCity and I played that Black and White. Did you ever play that where you're a god?
Yeah, Black and White's a god simulator.
Yeah,
slightly
I played that
different.
before, yeah.
That's a different genre, the god simulator. Yeah.
I didn't care for it.
But basically, like with Civ, I've got probably 6 friends that play it, and we try to get together and play, but the games can take like 8 to 12 hours to finish.
What do you do in it?
You start off in like the beginning of societal human history. So like you start with a city, but it's a very primitive city because you're starting off in the ancient era, and then you progress through the eras like classical, medieval, Renaissance, industrial, modern, information, shit like that. You continue to progress through the ages and you get new text, but you have to research your text. You have to research what kind of civics you want to do. You can win the game through a science victory, a culture victory, a religious victory, domination, which is
what is considered winning though.
Like how do you win? There are set goals for each of those victories. So like the religious victory was the first victory I went for because it was the new victory that they introduced in Civ 6. And basically what it is you have to have 50% of every city, 50% of the cities in the game have to be following your religion, which is very hard. Because if you're playing against humans, it wouldn't be as hard. But when you're playing against AI, AI gets to cheat, which is how they're able to beat you. It's like
cheating ass game.
I mean, really, like they get to cheat. Like every time you upgrade the AI's difficulty level, they cheat harder. That's just how it works because they couldn't beat us otherwise. They're fucking pathetic. They cheat. But yeah, so I went through the religious victory, and you have to have 50% of all cities as you're under your religion to win that, or maybe it's a little bit more. It might be 60%. And then the next one I did was culture, which is you have to surpass a certain number of international tourists coming to your place.
Mm-hmm.
And then science, I haven't actually completed the science victory yet in a game, but you have to basically first you do like the Apollo mission, and then the last thing you do is you build 3 things to make a Mars colony, and you launch them, and that's how you win that. Damn. And then domination victory is you just take over everybody's capital. Like if you can literally not take over anything but their capitals, and if you own everybody's original capital, you win the game. But you normally can't do that. If you take someone's capital, AI or human, they're not going to want to let you keep it. So you have to either kill them completely or beat them down to a pulp and barely let them survive.
Damn.
But I mean, it's a fun game, but like normally, like I said, I play with my friends, and it'll either be like all of us against each other or some of us and AI thrown in there. But like whenever I try to get on and play with strangers, it's just one of the worst experiences in the world.
Oh yeah, I don't fuck with online anymore, man, unless it's like somebody I know.
Like I mean, it's not like normal bullshit. Like, cause like I mean, you can all chat to each other, but people don't really shit talk in it. Like, it's not like an Xbox Live game of Halo or whatever. And it's not like people are being snobby either. Like, it's not like it's like these really good players who are like, you know, scoffing at you for trying to play in their game.
Yeah.
It's that like people will quit within like 20 to 30 turns, which could be about an hour's worth of time, maybe a little less, but like they'll quit within that. And it's like some of them will quit just because another person declared war on them. Some of them will quit because they couldn't overcome a barbarian settlement. Some of them will quit because they didn't get the wonder they wanted to build. And I mean, these people just quit, and then that player turns into an AI, which then instantly starts cheating. And it just throws the game into a mess, man. The best game that I went through online, we got through, I want to say 70 turns without anybody quitting, and then someone was like, "Oh, I've got to go." It's like, God, why would you want to play a game that you know is going to take fucking multiple hours, and like within like the first 2, you're like, I've got to go.
My biggest problem with like playing online games, like the last one I played any amount of, was GTA 5, and it's been about a year since I played that online. But
Which I don't understand how that online system works. So tell me about that, because like you're not playing the GTA missions online. You're just what are you doing?
There are missions and games you can do. You just have to go around town and find them. But it's basically just a free for all.
You're just a customizable character running around. Like you're not
big
like
sandbox.
So you're just running around shooting other people.
If you want. I mean, you can put yourself in safety mode where like you can't kill anybody, nobody can kill you. But there's fun in that.
Right.
And I don't think you can. There's like certain situations like you can't put yourself in safety mode, like to keep people from just doing it, you know, just to do it.
Yeah.
But there are people that like will just camp in spawn locations and just kill you, and as soon as you pop up, or you know, like, or they'll camp out near like customization shops, like you fix up your car and shit.
Yeah.
And because they know people are gonna fix up their cars, you know, and they'll camp out there and they'll kill people. You know, it's like, dude, fuck you. That's why I quit GTA 5, because that's like almost every game I'd play. Anytime I would go near a customization shop or anything, like there would be people waiting there to kill people.
Yeah.
And it's like, you fucking people are ruining the fucking game.
Well, I found it's always helpful if you have a friend to play with.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, like I there are several games that I just won't sit around and play by myself.
I mean, but it's a fun game to play online because it is literally like.
See, I never even played
being
GTA
able
5.
to be in a world that's similar to ours, where you can just do whatever the fuck you want.
All right.
So like people will get big groups of each people together, and like they'll go explore the mountains and do stupid shit. They'll build crazy ramps and shit, and it's almost like watching people hang out in real life, but it's a video game.
Yeah.
Like, as I watch the shit on YouTube all the time. So it's a fun game to play online if you got a group of friends, but if you're just trying to get shit done, just trying to play, good luck. It's impossible. Unless you're armed to the teeth, then maybe. But if you're a brand new player, you'll get killed a lot.
My favorite online game was Star Wars: The Old Republic, because I mean it's a Star Wars MMO, so yeah. But the last 2 expansions that they've released to it, which granted they're free, they come out for free, so it's free content. That's cool, like that. But the last 2 expansions they've released have like made it to where it's not multiplayer; it's just a single player thing. Like you can still do it with your friend, right? But like when you do it with your friend, it doesn't count for them. So then you'd have to go back and do it with them. And I mean, my friend Nick and I, we played the entire fucking game together. We did both of our story quests together, and then all the bonus quests on each planet together, all the way up through this shit. And we've just been dragging it on because it's like we have to do it by ourselves. And it's like, I mean, we don't have to, but I mean, it's like it's stupid playing the same thing twice in a row. Because, the original game and the first couple of expansions pretty much had like character-based quests along with, not character-based quests.
Yeah.
And this one, it's all like, it doesn't matter if you're, at least on the dark side standpoint of it, it doesn't matter if you're a fucking Sith fucking sorcerer throwing lightning, a Sith warrior with a lightsaber, a fucking fucking agent or trooper with a fucking blaster, or fucking or a bounty hunter. It doesn't matter which one of those you fucking are. The story's the fucking same, And so so that takes away from wanting to go through and play it a second time. So it's kind of like shit on it.
Yeah.
So like we are on like halfway through the second to last expansion they put out, and I mean it's just been dragging on. We used to play the fuck out of that, but because they made it single player, it's not fun, not as fun because it's an MMO.
Yeah. I kind of wish that somebody would make a Fallout MMO. I don't know how they would do it, but I feel like it'd be fun to play around in the wasteland of Fallout with a bunch of people.
They do it the same way that they do those survival games now, like fucking 7 Days to Survive, or H1Z1 or Ark Survival. They do it like that. I
still want to play H1Z1.
It would be a very pretty Minecraft.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I like the world of Fallout.
Yeah,
and I like to. Cause I've seen different arguments for it, like the way Fallout the game is set up, it just wouldn't be as good and shit like that. I'm like, well, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you like, probably. I'm not a huge fan of MMOs just because I'm terrible at keeping up with shit. I'll get bored of something and not play it for like months.
Right.
Even if it's a really good game.
Well, no, that was the worst thing. I don't know if we talked about this on here. I might have told you about it, but the worst thing about that fucking game. When Pokemon Go came out, Pokemon Go came out, and I didn't play anything but Pokemon Go for probably 2 months straight.
Damn.
And when I came back to the Old Republic, my subscription had ran up. No big deal. I can resubscribe. Then, I notice I'm not in a guild. It's not just that I'm not in a guild. I'm not in the guild that I created and spent all my credits on and put a bunch of shit into the headquarters in. No. Like the guild that I was the guild leader of 2 months ago. But what had happened was because my subscription dropped, I guess you can't be a guild leader unless you're a subscriber. So it dropped me down and put this other guy as the leader, who promptly removed me and all of my followers, or all of my other characters, and Nick from the guild. So there went like I don't know, 80 to 100 million credits in the game, which is a lot of credits. Because it takes a while to get up to that kind of money. But yeah, I mean, you know, online games are hit or miss. But I think they could do a Fallout MMO.
Yeah.
But I've heard that there might be a new Fallout game announced at E3 this year,
That's what
Fallout
I've
New
heard.
Orleans.
Yeah, that's been a rumor. It's been going around for a little while.
They copyrighted the name, though.
Yeah, that happened a while back, too.
Yeah. Which copyrights
We'll
don't
see.
really mean anything.
Yeah, they don't really mean
because,
anything. It could be something else they got going on.
Companies copyright a lot of ideas before they even come to fruition.
Well, but it's almost to the point now where, like, sometimes when rumors get so abundant, like they end up being true, and it's in some way or another. So I think there probably is something coming, but I don't know if it's exactly what people are saying it's going to be. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, since we're talking video games,
good segue.
yeah, let's check out the trailer for the new Far Cry game, Far Cry 5, and then we'll talk about some controversy that's been surrounding it. So let's do this.
We must atone.
Something
Looks
is
pretty.
coming.
Yeah.
You can feel it, can't you? You can feel that we are creeping towards the edge.
Yeah, it looks really good. Like the graphics,
Yeah.
just fucking crazy.
If that's in-game footage.
Yeah, it said at the beginning, didn't it?
My children,
Or was I
I'm here
watching
to tell
something
you that
else?
Suffering is a choice.
I think it
Is
said
that
at the
Daryl
beginning.
Dixon?
Who?
Daryl Dixon from
Oh.
Walking Dead. He was just a redneck.
Same thing.
And
Yeah.
we will take you,
They're all the same.
willingly or not. And some of you may fight, but in the end, you will thank us.
You know, I kind of get like a Red State vibe. You know, the Kevin Smith movie.
I mean, but I haven't really. It hasn't really screamed Far Cry yet to me.
No.
I am your father, and you are my children.
Like a Charles Manson
Yeah.
type of character.
Daryl Dixon.
Yeah.
And that was Father Gabriel, and there's Jesus.
Four-wheelers are going to be fun. Prop plane.
Over cattle.
End is upon us. I shall lead you to the gate. For you are my children, and I am your father.
So I mean, still, I never really felt like that was a Far Cry game because I mean I haven't played Far Cry, but like,
Oh, yeah?
isn't the whole premise of Far Cry that it's like just this beautiful, lavish, awesome jungle type environment that you're running through,
Well, yeah, that's
killing
what it's
tigers
been.
and stuff?
That's what it's been up until now.
Right. Every game up until, because I mean that just doesn't scream Far Cry. Right.
I haven't played Far Cry 1. I played Far Cry 2 a little bit of 3, and a little bit of 4. I've never finished one of the games. I mean, Far Cry 4 was awesome.
Yeah.
I just get it, like, that definitely graphically works with Far Cry 4. Like, you could definitely tell it's the same people made it.
Yeah.
This one takes place in Montana.
Yeah.
But apparently there's been
That's the most interesting state in the union.
supposedly there's been some controversy.
For what?
I don't even know, but we're about to find out. Okay, so why Far Cry 5 may be the most controversial video game of the Trump era. I don't know what Trump has to do with this, but
It said it was termed as a white genocide simulator.
yeah.
Sorry, they already made that game. It's called Hatred.
Well, that's like pretty indiscriminate, right? Hatred, you can kill anybody.
Yeah, but you know, it's white genocide simulator.
French multinational video game publisher Ubisoft or is it Ubisoft?
Both.
Okay. Which has highly acclaimed game franchises such as Far Cry, to its credit, has launched another game in the series. The world is experiencing a churn, and interestingly, Far Cry 5 plays into the heart of this churn. Is a first numbered entry, blah, blah, blah. Unlike the previous games in the series, which took players on a journey of exotic locales in South America or dizzying heights of the Himalayas. That's right, the Himalayas was a part. Yeah, that's right. Far Cry 5 will bring its gunslinging mayhem to the fictional Hope County in modern-day Montana, a western state in the United States which faces the threat of being overrun by a white militant cult. So basically, it's playing on the whole white nationalist.
Yeah, but the thing is that there were black people in that cult in the video. So,
yeah. Well,
how did
was
they
he in
get
the
there?
cult?
Well, I mean, there's a black guy sitting right there.
He was a. Oh, really? I can't see it.
I mean, he looks black.
Far Cry 5, from its initial release trailer and artwork, promises to be one of the most controversial games in modern times. It's literally a far cry from the safe confines of previous plots.
You see what they did there?
Yeah, dude. From white protagonists killing indigenous people of color to taking on white militia in the computer-generated Hope County, Montana. The show is already being dubbed as a white genocide simulator. In the Donald Trump-fueled age of fear and hate, the game's narrative is highly political, with the potential to send out a strong statement. And as the chatter on Twitter will tell you, it also has the ability to enhance the growing divide between people. This is Callum Kirkpatrick. Kind of cruel for Far Cry 5 to be about Christian extremists. How come there's never been a game about evil Muslim people? There hasn't?
I mean, a lot of games, like, I think that might have been facetious or sarcastic.
I don't know.
Like...
Is that person being serious?
I mean, but he says never been one, and I just want to, like, go, well, I mean, Call of Duty 4.
That's what I was thinking. Like, aren't at least a couple of the Call of Duty games taking place in Afghanistan or something?
Call of Duty 4 is about stopping a crazy Arabic
Iraq
country, Middle Eastern country extremist guy. But, you know, like, the Russians and people are involved. But, I mean, hey, guys, Muslims can come from everywhere, okay? So...
I mean, I've never played any of the Call of Duty games, but I feel like there's other games too that deal with like Middle Eastern terrorists. I know I've played at least one. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know about Middle Eastern terrorists, but I mean, like, there's like games like Stronghold Crusader where it's literally like you're playing as the Crusaders going into reconquered Jerusalem or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean. But I don't think, you'll never see a Muslim terrorist in a game again, and they'll blow people up in real life. The only bad guy, Whitey. Oh, I get it. So people are thinking this is anti-white? See, I didn't get that either.
I didn't get that from the trailer. I don't know if they got some other information that we didn't get.
What's wrong with people?
Everybody wants a reason to be pissed at something. Like, dude, I don't even, like, because I did a live stream a few weeks ago when the Antifa people were in Pikeville.
Yeah.
Like, I just got on, like, it was on the TV, I was watching on YouTube,
But they were protesting, like, actual
white nationalists.
KKK.
They weren't
type,
KKK, they were white nationalists.
Like, actual self-proclaimed, like, yeah. So that, you know.
I mean, yeah, I didn't oppose their protest. Well, I mean, what I said in the stream was, like, I didn't support either side.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not on either side of this. But that got me so much hate, dude.
For saying you're not on either side. Yeah.
Because I had the white nationalists in the stream. Like, that stream actually ended up going to, like, 1,000 people at some point.
Yeah.
I had white nationalists in there being like, you don't know anything you're talking about, jackass, or whatever the fuck. And trying to explain all this white nationalist shit. And I was like, look, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care what your rhetoric is. I don't care. I'm not on your side. And then I have Antifa people like, you need to be on our side because these people are toxic and they're racist and they're bigots and they're something like, fuck, dude.
If you're not with me, You're against me.
So I had people call me idiots from both sides of the argument. And I'm just like, look, you all are fucking dumb.
I've got news for Antifa and the white nationalist group, guys. Only Siths deal in absolutes. So, all right.
Like, one thing I said, like, one of the guys was giving a speech, and he was talking about how white people don't have their own country. Like, they don't have a homeland.
Several.
Well, and I was like, so the guy was like, we're taking America back because we deserve to have our own kind of homeland or something like that. And I was like, what about Europe? Didn't most of y'all come from Europe? Didn't most white people come from Europe? And then, no, listen, somebody gets on, somebody in the stream was like, in the comments was like, you dumbass, do you realize that because I said the Native Americans could technically call America their home.
Yeah.
You know, like, there were white people in America before the Native Americans. They came over after. They were like, I forget his reasoning, but apparently there were white people in America before the Native Americans, and the Native Americans took it from them, and then the white people came back and took it back.
Huh.
Yeah. But my thing was, I was like, if you want to go back to your homeland so bad, if you want your own homeland, go claim Europe or something. Like, I mean
England. England is
England's
white.
Yeah, England's white as fuck. But then somebody
France.
was like, well, you don't know anything because obviously you would know that they're overrun with Muslims right now and Middle Easterners. I'm like, that's not even what I was talking about. And again, I don't want you to go anywhere. I'm not you. Like, I think we can all live here and coexist.
Yeah, like. I mean, like, what? You're right. We come from the Caucasus Mountains. That's why we're called Caucasians.
Yeah.
We're pasty because we didn't get a lot of sunlight early in the time of human history.
But my thing was, like, America could be everybody's homeland.
America is everybody's
Yeah,
homeland.
that's the way it should be. So stop your
that's what
bitching or go to some other place,
like,
you know, where you can claim it. Who cares?
How see, like, this the article is taking it like what they're saying is like, people shouldn't be mad about this game because it's a good thing that we're fighting against white people and Donald Trump. Whereas what they're showing is everyone who are saying to say, this is horrible, we're trying to attack white people. Well, when I was watching it, I just saw the game that is a new way the franchise is going because they're in fucking Montana instead of
It just seems
fucking
like a
Peru.
crazy cult, like Charles Manson, like I said, or like the Red State movie.
And I'm pretty sure that there were black people in the cult.
I mean, there was definitely black people in the trailer.
There was a black person in that picture when it was actually scrawled all the way out. That picture they're showing right there. There was a black guy in the cult sitting at dude's table. Oh yeah, the big picture. If you find the original big picture of that, it'll show you the black guy sitting at the table.
Huh.
Like, it was on that other article. Go back to the other article. I think it was at the top of it. Yep. Look, black guy.
Oh, yeah, that guy?
Yep, look, that guy's clearly black.
Huh.
He is clearly black. So, I mean, that right there just shits a hole in these people on Twitter running their fucking mouths about a killing white people generator. That's just stupid.
Well, this is what I just clicked is right here.
Right, yeah. So this is from Geek.com.
Ubisoft has released the first details about the upcoming Far Cry 5. Previous injuries taken, blah, blah, blah. Exotic places, we already know that. To say this will be a divisive and controversial game is an understatement.
No.
I mean, only if you make it that way. I mean, it seems to me, like, look, again, from the trailer, what we've seen so far, I don't get that message.
No.
I guess if you're looking for that message, you could find it. But again, like you said, there's a black dude in the cult, and there were other black people in the trailer. So I don't know what their role is in the game.
I mean, maybe if you want to get upset about it,
I guess you could
like
say they're Uncle
Christian
Tom's
nationalist. Maybe you could, or that. But I mean, if you want to get upset and say it's like, trying to paint Christianity in a bad light. But I mean, video games are a medium for art to be done on, and if people want to tell a story through a video game, and that's the best medium they feel to do it in, then how is that any different than writing a book? Or like you said, Kevin Smith's Red State movie. It's not any different from those games or from those things. It's art. Like, and I mean, not all well, I guess all video games are art, but I mean, like, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, if someone put out a movie.
Well, here I'm trying to connect the dots here. I think I figured out because again, like the trailer and nothing I'm hearing about the game tells me it has anything to do with white nationalism.
Right.
But these SJW motherfuckers have got it in their head that anybody on the right side of the political spectrum is a Nazi. is a white nationalist, basically. So therefore, Trump is a white nationalist. Therefore, Christians who support Trump are white nationalists. Therefore, you're fighting Christians in this game.
Therefore, you're fighting white nationalists.
I guess.
And then, because of those mental gymnastics that the SJWs performed, and we're probably like, hell yeah, we get to kill white nationalists. That's when the anti-SJWs got on there and were like, this game's all about fucking killing white people. This is horrible.
Yeah.
It's a horrible, horrible little cycle they weave.
So, I mean, this is why we call the show Chronic Confusion.
Yeah, we don't understand this one bit. It just looks like a fucking game.
It just looks like a game, and it looks like a fun game. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to have fun with it.
It looks interesting. I probably won't buy it because I haven't played any Far Cry games. It's not against the game or what it's about. It's just they've never really struck me as something I want to play. So, I mean, yeah, it does look cool. It looks nice.
This will be the first Far Cry game where you'll be able to play as a male or a female with your choice of skin color. So that right there should make everybody happy.
So you can be a white person atoning for your white guilt by killing all of the other white people?
Yeah. You can play through the entire campaign alone or in 2-player co-op and can recruit NPC characters. You can even recruit animals like cougars and bears.
What? How the fuck do you recruit a goddamn cougar? You throw a piece of meat on somebody?
Hey, in Fallout, all you have to do is aim your gun at it. And it's like, okay, dude, I'll be your pet. Yeah, dude, you can tame Deathclaws just by pointing a gun at them.
No shit.
If you have the perk.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Vehicles include American muscle cars, boats, big rigs, ATVs, and even planes. In case you're wondering, yes, there will be aerial dogfights. Okay.
Ooh.
Still not, what is this?
Pastor Jerome Jeffries.
Woe to the man who leads my flock astray, says the Lord. We were given so much. This land, this life, our freedom.
Man, let me just say, this is some serious Uncanny Valley shit right now. This shit looks too fucking real, y'all.
What's left of it now? Our people felt abandoned, grew weary. They needed our help. And we didn't listen. But he did. Told them exactly what they wanted to hear.
Ah, now I get where
But
it's coming
those
from.
falsehoods.
I get it now.
Lay it on me, because I'm still lost.
So this guy isn't the pastor of the cult, clearly.
Yeah.
This is the regular guy.
Yeah.
And just from what I just said, at the beginning, he's like, oh man, we had all this shit, it was so good, and we took it for granted, and we didn't listen to the people. But he did. He told them what they wanted to hear. So that's playing back into the Trump thing right there.
Yeah.
So, I now I get what they're saying from just watching this, because, what's this even have to do with the game so far, other than, setting it up?
Yeah.
But, even then, I wouldn't have connected those two things had I not been, pre-exposed to the ideas that people have pulled from it.
Yeah, I still don't get it.
It was, that's
it just looks like a video game.
Saying, but I guess that's not. I don't know. Was that like a character you'll meet in the game, or is that someone
assuming.
you can play as?
I don't
Because
know
it looked like that was the player's character to me, like the way that
the
he geared
player's-
up at the end.
The player's character is a deputy.
Who can be a male, female, and any color under the sun.
Yeah.
Well,
But that guy's a preacher. He's not a deputy.
yeah, but the real problem is that they don't have a third option for gender yet.
Well, no, because they would need 72 options.
Whoa. Let's keep it at 3.
That's sexist. That's bigoted, Cody.
The third will just say other. It covers everything else.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's just So I'm guessing... Well,
I don't get either side.
who's mad about this again?
But all right, the anti-SJ white nationalists are mad about it because they think that it's a game that's a white genocide simulator.
Okay.
So that's what I'm getting is that probably what you said is true.
because this is a Christian cult, and they're terrorists, I guess.
Yeah, so it's white nationalists.
So because instead of they went with the white Christian terrorists instead of the brown Muslim terrorists.
Right. When the key word there is just terrorist.
Yeah. Well, I got in this discussion on Facebook earlier today. It was like this whole like post about people saying that Muslim extreme terrorists or whatever are a serious threat to be worried about, and then it lists all these Christian, white, and even non-Christian, just anybody that wasn't a Muslim terrorist, you know, and it has all their mugshots and shit. And most of them were just crazy people.
Yeah.
Like,
They're
I don't
all
think
crazy.
but I don't think you can call somebody a terrorist unless they're backed by some political cause or some political agenda. Like, if somebody just, like, says one day, well, I don't like black people, I'm going to go kill a bunch of black people. Well, he's a piece of shit. But unless he was ordered to do that by a terrorist group, or unless he was trying to forward some political message by doing that, then he's just a crazy person. He's not a terrorist. I mean, he's
this
using
is like
fear.
what I
but...
was thinking about, like after the Ariana Grande bombing in Manchester.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like a terrorist has to be
seriously-
sending a message.
Yeah, but I seriously doubt that like ISIS sent someone solely there just for that, right? So
Yeah.
like the way that I kind of imagined that whole thing going on was whoever did it was definitely in contact with someone involved with ISIS, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, this
But
is
does
like
ISIS just really hate Ariana
well,
Grande
no,
or
I don't
something?
think it's even that. It was just like the guy was all like, I want to do something for the cause, and they're like, okay, well, you know, and they're like, well, will you support me? No, we won't support you. Go do something, and if it works out, we claim it. I think that's probably how that went. Like, because I mean, it was claimed by ISIS. They claimed responsibility for it, and they, so like, I kind of think like it's probably like one of those things where it's like, kind of like how in movies when they tell the spy like the operation's off the book. Yeah, really looking forward to killing me some white boys in Far Cry 5.
So it is both sides.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah.
Like, stop ruining cool shit. I mean, really.
They
Like,
won't.
entertainment, Comedy Central's ruined, MTV's fucking ruined, video games are on their way to being ruined, comic books have been ruined, at least on the Marvel side of things.
Star Wars is still good.
Like, let's not jinx it, okay? Let's not fucking jinx it, because
people
they're
are
already getting
mad.
close. They're
People
already getting
are already
close.
mad about Star Wars.
Yeah,
Like,
just because they have female protagonists and shit.
right, and as we've talked about before, that doesn't affect anything.
It hasn't affected the story yet.
I don't think
but,
it will, honestly. Just
we
because,
gotta we gotta keep hoping. We gotta keep hoping because eventually, I don't understand why, because it's been proven time and time again that this SJW mindset does not sell. It ruined Ghostbusters.
doesn't.
Nobody bought tickets to Ghostbusters, after all that bullshit.
Yeah, but what they really haven't realized is
Marvel
that
Comics is in the fucking tubes.
not only does it not sell, but they can't appease who they think they're trying to.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no pleasing those people.
No, because I mean, we'll go back to Star Wars. In the marketing leading up to The Force Awakens, there is that big hubbub about Rey not being included with her lightsaber, or Rey not being in the Monopoly game. That was a fucking, plot point of the movie they didn't want to give away.
No.
And then as soon as it came out, all of these toys with Rey and her lightsaber came out, and Rey's on the lightsaber picture instead of Luke or Anakin anymore. It's Rey's lightsaber now.
Yeah.
But it's still not enough for them. That's what the people don't realize who are in charge of all of this money, is that they're going to keep bleeding it because they're not going to make anybody happy.
Well, and two, it's like anytime like MTV or whoever posts one of these shitty full-on SJW videos on the internet, it gets downvoted into oblivion, like thumbs down and all that shit, like way outweighed. And you could say some of it's trolls, but not that many people.
No. No, like 10,000 people aren't, there aren't 10,000 trolls going to a fucking video.
No, I mean, you might get 100, maybe. Depending
Maybe
on what
1,000
it is.
if it's a really big channel.
Yeah.
Right? But like if I don't want to watch something, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to take the time to go and give it a downvote either. I'm not going to click on it. I'm just going to avoid it.
Well, if I'm watching something and I don't like it, I will. If the thumbs down's right there, I'll click it. But I don't. If somebody's like, "Hey, go give this a thumbs down because it sucks," I'm like, "Well,
fuck you."
I might go watch it, and if I think it sucks too, I'll give it a thumbs down. But you're not going to tell me what to do,
Right.
Ubisoft set the ball rolling with its controversial artwork that shows the game's antagonists gathered around lead villain. Joseph.
Spelled the same.
It's spelled the same. English is stupid. Lead villain Joseph Seed, who is sitting at the center of a table in its take on the Last Supper. Ubisoft shows members of a white supremacist group masquerading as a religious cult sitting for supper. Are they a white supremacist group?
There's a black guy in the
Are we
picture
sure the
you're
guy's black?
referencing.
Maybe he's just really dirty.
I mean, he has dreadlocks. He looks like
He
Victor.
could be culturally appropriated.
He looks like Victor Wooten, who is a prominent black man.
Sitting for supper, much in the same style as the apostles did around Jesus in the 15th century. Classic by Leonard. It really just seems to me like it's a religious cult that's gone a little far.
Yeah.
Joseph Seed is shown as taking Jesus' place on the table as he sits with his arms slightly raised and an open Bible placed above what looks like a rendition of the American flag with the Iron Cross, the Nazi military symbol. Instead of the 50 stars in the Star-Spangled Banner, or the Star-Spangled in the Spangled Banner.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either.
Where's that at?
But
Oh, it was right there.
what?
It says that those are iron crosses.
Oh, I can't see him that good on the screen.
Well, yeah, I'd need a better picture. But no, that guy's clearly black.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not stars.
And that guy's clearly black.
Yeah, totally black.
That's just shit on your theory.
He's a gender traitor.
Oh, God, he's Uncle Tom?
Yeah, he's an Uncle Tom.
That's probably his name in game. Uncle Tom.
I hope it is.
It's like, Joseph, where's Uncle Tom? I don't know. I haven't seen him. I'm getting suspicious.
The choice of protagonists will add to the controversy as developers, unlike in the previous games, have left the ethnicity and color of the protagonist in their gamers' hands. So yeah, that again right there
Which is
like...
because in Far Cry 4, like Anita Sarkeesian got so mad at Far Cry 4 because she was like,
at the end of Far Cry, you're a white man, and you're going up against a woman who's a person of color, and she's a tribal leader, and she has magic powers, and it's stupid, because that's culturally stupid.
Hey,
but
at least-
anyway, she's like, but then you can either kill her or not kill her, and if you don't kill her, she fucks you, so it's like a reward, but it's all misogyny.
Yeah. Well, at least she's not a damsel in distress.
yeah.
You know? You got that part.
But I mean, like, it's just, that's probably why they're doing this, like making it to where you can choose the color of your character. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, again, like, they're not doing it because it's like, oh, we thought it was time. They're doing it because they were worried about Anita making another video.
Supporting characters such as a gun-wielding black parish leader, which is the guy we saw in that other trailer, Pastor Jerome Jeffries, reveal the bent the game will take. How? With the rise of far-right groups throughout Europe and the United States, the game's narrative serves as a brilliant critique on the contemporary issues faced by the world. Really?
Now here's where the twist is going to come in. All right, Jerome Jeffries, all right, JJ, right, Jim Jones.
Oh, God.
He's the actual
He's
bad
the
guy.
real leader?
He's the real leader of the cult, and he's
shit.
going to kill all of you at the end. That's what's going to happen.
You heard it here first, folks. It's gonna be
Spoiler
a
alert,
twist.
Far Cry 5 spoiled.
Far Cry 5, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
What a twist!
What a twist!
Jim Jones.
But owing to its nature of being a video game that uses weapons and bloodshed to hammer home the point, Far Cry 5 also raises some very important questions. For starters, has Far Cry 5, with its overt use of religious damn it, I can say this word, I know I can. Iconograph. Damn it. Iconography. Damn it! Fuck, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Iconography.
Iconography. God damn it, that's it. I was having a hard time with the syllables, man. I was having difficulties with my syllables.
Yeah, you got to put the right emphasis.
Iconography, yeah. And to an extent, the use of color to pit good against evil. Unintentionally crossed a line. What? If not, is Ubisoft's portrayal of such complex issues... It's the fucking video game!
Yeah.
through a simulator that piggybacks on violence and bloodshed to wow users a responsible decision. It's a fucking video game. It's fantasy. God, suck my dick. I'm tired of this shit.
I mean, you know,
why did nobody give a shit when GTA 5 had Trevor, a fucking cracked out, methed out white dude, raising hell all over the place? Nobody gave a shit. He's a white dude. Fuck you. I mean, come on.
I think they did have a little hubbub about the black guy in it, though.
Why?
I don't know. I don't remember.
He was like an average fucking Southern California fucking black dude.
And that's
you would see a million. No, fuck, it's not racist. You'd see a million of them on the street.
Racist.
And he was a responsible black dude. He was trying to get out of the ghetto.
Racist.
They shouldn't be trying to better themselves.
Hey, now that's fucking proven fact.
Yeah.
Based on the programs in place.
Uh-huh. You're right about that.
Poverty's incentivized.
Yep.
You try to get one job and they take away all that free stuff you had, and then you're homeless and they don't give it back to you for 4 or 5 years. That's how it works. You know, go ahead, try to get a job.
Yeah. Or they put you in the fucking prison system and make it impossible to get a job. And then you have to go back to selling drugs, then you're back in the prison system.
We caught him jaywalking, giving him a 5-year stint. It's a misdemeanor.
Okay. So Evergreen College, I believe, is in Washington State, or is it in...
It sounds like a Washington State college.
I think it is. I'm not totally sure on that. I think we'll find out. But and this is on Tucker Carlson's show.
Which I actually like Tucker.
No.
Like
I hate Tucker, and I'll tell you why here in a minute.
He's such a smug asshole to
people. I'm fine with him in that. I'm convinced he's not a real person, though.
Like, no, I think that's a character.
I think he's an android.
But just the way that he does he's a dick about it, but you know, like, it's not like he's not being a dick just to be a dick. He's doing it because, like, most of the time the people don't have real answers. Like, I don't watch everything that they put out, but, like, if it's something I'm interested about, I'll listen to it and, like, watch him do it. But Tucker Carlson, I like him because of the way he tears people down.
No.
Like he does it in
I mean, he's good at,
way.
like, even when I don't agree with him, he's still good at, like, getting to people, you know? Like, actually dissecting what they're saying and shit.
And I like his laughs, like when he laughs at someone.
But I'm going to show you here in a minute. I'm going to prove to you that Tucker Carlson is an android as we watch this. But let's just see here.
Time now for campus craziness, and tonight the title is not an overstatement, it really is crazy. Consider Evergreen State College in Washington and Olympia. Every year the school holds a day in absence. In years past, non-white students symbolically left campus and attended anti-racism events. This year, student activists demanded that all white people leave campus or else. Brett Weinstein refused. He's a professor at Evergreen State, and he called the race-based demand, quote, a show of force and an act of oppression. In response to that, here's what happened.
Uh-oh.
This is not about you.
I'm talking. This is all about him.
On terms of white privilege. This is not a discussion. You have lost that one.
And you know what's crazy about this is I get the vibe from this guy that he's one of these professors that have probably preached this shit before.
Yep.
That it, like, has probably, like,
a light clicked.
Yeah, exactly. He's totally on the fucking SJW side probably before, until this shit happened. And this has been happening a lot lately. Fucking Francesca Ramsey got in trouble from BLM for having a white husband.
Ooh.
Yeah. Lacey Green, who is, you know, you've probably heard about her. Supposedly taking the red pill, well, she hasn't, but she's at least open to conversation. And then all the fucking SJWs turned on her.
Yeah.
As soon as she was like, you know what, I'm willing to talk to these people, they were like, fuck you. And it's like people are starting to see now on that side, and more people are starting to deflect because they're seeing that they don't give a shit.
That quote is kind of sums up the issue. Yeah. This is not a discussion. You have lost that one.
Before it's even started.
You can't lose a discussion. You can't lose a discussion. You discuss things. There's no winner. There's no loser. It's just a trading of ideas. Now, debates can have a winner or a loser, but I mean, that's determined by the audience, not by the people debating.
Yeah.
Well, okay, technically by the people debating, but you know what I meant in that. But this is not a discussion. You have lost that one. You can't lose a discussion.
You said some racist. Can you apologize? I did not. Okay.
Stop telling people color useless. You're useless. Get the out.
History could pivot in the direction of the values that you are standing here for. Yeah, resign. What? Resign.
how many white people are there saying this shit? Like,
yeah,
come on,
like
dude.
I thought they had to leave.
Yeah.
Them. Wait, how is them not leaving? Like, oh, well, it's probably like that guy that yelled, "You're a fucking white male."
Yeah. No, it's you're fucking a white male. That's how he said.
Fucking a white male. Oh, that's a completely different phrase.
That's exactly how he says it, though. And there have been a lot of memes based on that. It's funny. Hey, ho, ho, this stupid chant has got to go. Y'all need to come up with some new shit already. Like, they say this all the time. Like, come on, dude.
Like, when I hear hey, ho, ho, like, I feel like they're talking to a woman in a very disrespectful turn.
Yeah, I know, right? You guys should stop that. You're offending us.
You guys are very bad. I'm triggered.
Yeah.
Wow. Professor Brett Weinstein joins us now. Professor, first of all, thank you for coming on. That looks like something, out of Phnom Penh, 1975. Was that, I don't know
about
what exactly
that.
was going on there? What happened?
Well, what happened is that 50...
Okay. Okay, here's
those expressions are good too, right?
This is why Tucker Carlson is an android. When the other person is talking, his face always goes to the same position. And there's like a series of fake reaction faces that come along the way.
That happen in the middle of the computing.
It's like he's loading the next shit he's going to say.
He's accepting the information.
Just watch, he's so blank the whole time the other person's talking.
50 or so students decided to
Look at him.
disrupt the class.
He's staring off into fucking forever.
Yeah.
He's like, it's like he's staring into my soul right now.
That I was holding that morning, and
his face doesn't move.
His mouth.
Because you wouldn't leave campus because you're white?
And he goes right back to it.
They imagine that I am...
He only has one expression. They could, like, we're not even listening to this guy talking, but, like, they could have, like, those pictures that have, like, different characters and all the different expressions they have, sad, angry, happy.
Yeah.
They could do that with him and it'd be the same fucking
Tucker.
face the whole time. I want to back this up.
Except I think the last one, it should be him with his laughter. Like that.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, what happened is that 50 or so students decided to disrupt the class that I was holding that morning and demand my resignation.
Because you wouldn't leave campus because you're white?
Well, they imagine that I am a racist and that I am...
They imagine that I'm a racist. Which is pretty much what they do. They imagine that everybody's a racist.
Look, Tucker's now more perplexed.
Yeah.
He's like studying even harder. They imagined it?
Racism in the classroom, and that has caused them to imagine that I have no right to speak, that I am harming students by the very act of teaching them.
What happened after the video cut out?
Well, that's an interesting story. The campus police apparently showed up outside of the classroom. The protesters then blocked their entrance. God
damn, dude.
You can't get in, pig.
Maybe they should have sent black officers.
No, they should have brought out the beanbags.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I would so love to see footage of these assholes getting shot with beanbags.
Gut shot.
And one thing I was going to bring up too, I should have loaded up some videos about it, but like this same shit that they're doing, if you were to juxtapose it against like shit from like the Jim Crow South when they were like hosing people down and sicking dogs on them, it's kind of the same shit.
It's the exact same shit.
They're getting close to getting hoses and dogs.
Irony's lost.
Yeah, you could the two back to back, and other than the fact that it's black and white, you could make this shit black and white. And you'd be like, okay, well, it's just obviously, there's a lot of white people that are in on it too, but I mean, like the other races that have bought into this bullshit are in it too. So it's like, it's just like this role reversal that was unnecessary. Like you got your freedom, you got your civil rights, and I know some people would argue that, but the fact is you got them. Like you're not going to get anywhere by doing the shit that your parents or grandparents fought against so long ago.
And that's why you gotta vote.
But you gotta fucking, we've evolved as a species and a society to to deal with these things in other ways.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. They've evolved past the need for white people.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I did not call the police. Someone else called the police, and they were concerned for my safety. But when they tried to come into the building to make sure that I was okay, the protesters blocked them. And because the issue of policing is so sensitive at the moment, the police had to run around and find another entrance to the building to get inside and check with me. At the point they did that, the protesters moved on and corralled the president of the college at his office.
It's the
They
same
extracted
face. He hasn't
some
moved.
demands from him.
It stays. He's an android, dude. It's
was
loading.
That there would be a
He's processing.
meeting. Well, actually, demands is perhaps the wrong word. A concession that there would be a meeting at 4 o'clock in a large room.
Oh, see,
on
now
top of our
that would
library
have was like,
building. So that meeting.
That's just one of his standby expressions that randomly pop up to throw us off the android scent.
Took place at the end of the day, and believe it or not, it was far crazier than the video that you just showed.
This whole story is so over the top that even though we do a lot of these, it's hard for me to believe it's real. So the core demand is that all people of your skin color leave the campus. Your president is a guy called George Bridges. Where was
Bridges.
he?
Jeff Bridges.
Why isn't there he is right there? Why, George Bridges is supposed to be running.
God, look at that bow tie. I bet Tucker's jealous because he can't wear bow ties anymore.
Is he not allowed to?
I think it's people made fun of him so much. I think it's why he stopped wearing them because he never wears them anymore. But he used to wear them all the time.
Yeah, like 8 years ago.
Or maybe because he kind of stopped around the time he got this show, so maybe they told him that he had to stop wearing the bow ties.
Maybe.
Running
Because he got Megyn Kelly's spot, and now he has God, I can't even think of his name, Bill O'Reilly's spot.
Yeah,
He's moved on up.
poor Bill O'Reilly.
Over allegations.
Yeah.
Like not even hard claims. Just well, I guess that's what allegations are. But, you know what I mean? Like no evidence needed. It was just.
I don't know, man.
Which speaking of Bill, like I don't care about Bill, but what about that Jesse Waters guy that was on there that did the Waters World segments? Like he would literally just go out and ask people questions.
Oh yeah.
Like I enjoyed those segments. I would watch those on YouTube.
Bill O'Reilly was alright sometimes, but he was just a moron.
Well, he was playing a character too.
I don't know about that. I think that's an excuse for his stupidity. I mean, I'm sure he was to a certain extent, but I think he's probably pretty dumb.
Well, I mean,
in a certain way.
I would have to feel that you'd have to be able to be be able to reasonably take a joke to be able to go on to the Colbert Report.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or to have him on your show because
Well, my thing is I think he believed the shit that he talked about, but I think he over-exaggerated a lot of times.
Yeah.
I don't think he was like Stephen Colbert, who was totally opposite of his character.
Yeah.
You know?
But what I'm saying is that just to be able to go on and
go
to the guy
definitely
who's
take a joke,
making fun of you specifically, which I'm pretty sure Colbert even said on the show. He's like, I don't know why you're mad at me. I'm just you.
Why is he allowing a mob to threaten one of his professors?
Well, I must say, I have some concern that the story is so strange that it's not even going to make sense to an audience that isn't local to the campus.
If you haven't been on a campus and seen this shit firsthand, if you don't know how bad shit's gotten, you're just not even gonna understand.
I mean, I know laws can change from county to county and state to state.
No.
But there are acceptable ways to behave and go about things, and I don't think that mobbing is one of them.
What's craziest to me is, this day of absence, which is like something all students can participate in. And if I was a student, I would be like, okay, sweet, I don't have to go to fucking school.
It's like senior skip day.
But these kids, these black kids, and I guess whoever, even there's a lot of white kids in on this too. But
people of color.
People of color, not colored people.
Yeah.
People of color.
Same thing.
They want to actually go to school, but just without the white people.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want it the other way around? Well, white people, y'all better not take off this day.
Yeah. This is for us.
Yeah, this is for us. We're going to take off this day.
I mean, all right, so clearly it extended to faculty. So imagine they wanted to go and get something at the cafeteria, but 90% of the cafeteria staff was white. So the only thing they got were bags of chips. That's all you get today. We can't cook food. We don't have the manpower.
No, something tells me I kind of doubt that's the case though. Most places that have kitchens and shit, it's like Mexicans and and shit that fix all the food.
Orange is the new black.
Yeah.
Dr. Bridges is allowing this mob to effectively control the campus, and they have been in control since 9:30 on Tuesday morning.
Huh.
At this moment, I believe Dr. Bridges is answering a set of demands put forward by the protesters, and they have said that if he does not accept their demands, that there will be violence.
Oh, well, that's easy. Arrest them.
Yeah, arrest them and...
Threats of violence is an arrestable
Arrest them
offense.
and fucking expel them because you know what? You already got their tuition money. Fuck them.
And also, literally, they just breached the First Amendment by threatening violence.
Exactly.
So, I mean, now it's not even... They can't even say that.
Yeah, it's like, get them the fuck out of here.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
Keep their tuition money and replace them next year.
Is it not a simple solution to this? It's like,
should be.
Okay, so you guys are gonna act violently? Fine. Here's the entire city's police force and the campus police force and the sheriff's department. Act violent. Mm-hmm. Because then you go to jail.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't even get it that far because they're a bunch of fucking pussies.
Well, George Soros would bust people in, though.
But yeah, I mean, that's just like, if
they keep doing this, they do understand that people are going to stop sending.
Eventually, people are going to fight back. Yeah.
Right. Like people will stop sending their kids to school. So the only people that are going to school are the ones with the government checks to get into the school.
Yep.
And then the government doesn't actually have money to pay these fucking schools, which is why the kids have to pay it back and they're dead. So I mean, yeah, everyone's going to lose.
Yep, it's going to get bad.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah.
I do not know what his response to those demands is going to be, but I know that that's taking place at this hour. He is also...
It's just like, you all are the fucking students. You're not in any position to make fucking demands.
No.
You pay us to come here. Either keep your money and stay the fuck away, or sit down and shut up and listen to the fucking professor.
Yeah.
Or
don't come to class. We don't care.
What I'm saying.
Pay
or
for
don't
the
come
semester and just sit in your room. We don't care.
Exactly. Give us your money. That's all we care about. We'll teach you if you want to be taught.
If you don't, we have your money.
Fuck it.
Told the police to stand down.
It's not going to be that way for long, though, because like you said, people are going to... the University of Missouri... that had all that shit happen a couple years ago is already like hurting from it.
Yeah, and it's like been proven that like all of that shit was fake.
Yeah.
The fucking swastika was done by a black kid. The fucking the goddamn fucking guy that organized everything was a kid of a multi-millionaire, father who tried to say that the dean hit him with his car when the dean did not hit him with the car.
So although the campus police have a sense of what it is that needs to happen in a circumstance like this, they have been hobbled by the fact that they answer to the college administration, and in fact for several days have been barricaded in the campus police station.
It's worse.
Oh my gosh, this is like something out of another country. It's just hard to believe any of this is real. And just our viewers should look this up online, because there's a lot of pieces to the story. It's hard to convey on television, but you had this, I thought, powerful line in your letter, and I assume you're no kind of right-winger. If you teach at Evergreen, I'm sure you're, a Hillary voter. But you had this. No,
not a Hillary voter. I'm a deeply progressive person, and I must say
there you go.
I'm troubled by what this implies about the current state of the left.
Well, you think? You said people shouldn't be allowed to speak or not on the basis of their skin color, which seems like a foundational belief of the left, and one that I agree with strongly. And for that, they physically threatened you.
No. Let's back up, Tucker. It's a foundational belief of liberals. The left is a completely different thing now.
Yeah.
I was actually watching Adam Carolla and Dennis Prager.
Ooh, that'd be a good.
They've gotten together. They're making a movie called No More Safe Spaces. It's on Indiegogo right now. But
wow, that'll be nice.
I was listening to one of the podcasts the other day with Adam Carolla, and he had Prager on. And Adam Carolla kept saying liberals. And Prager, and again, I'm not a fan of Prager. I've always kind of thought
I wouldn't expect you to be.
I always thought he was kind of an asshole. But he actually stopped him and was like, hold on, let's stop saying that because these people are not liberals. And he actually explained how liberals are people who are for freedom and shit like that, and which is why I've always identified as such. But he was like, these people are extreme leftists.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
they're on, like liberals are here on the left, but these people are like way over here,
Yeah.
So they're not the same thing. And he was like, people need to stop saying that because I have a lot of liberal friends that are awesome and they don't believe in this shit, and well, he didn't say shit, but like he went on to explain it, and I was like, you know what, that's fucking awesome. Kudos to you, Prager. Even though I'm not a fan, and I'm looking forward to the movie because it looks like it's gonna be pretty good. But yeah,
I just like it to be Adam Carolla walking into places at colleges that have been designated safe spaces and just walking in there and holding up the most offensive fucking
no, he just
things
comes
he
in and
can.
drops his pants and
Takes
just stands there with his
on the
dick.
floor.
Yeah,
And then he's
exactly.
like, hey guys, this is a safe space, right? I'm allowed to do what I want. Like, not for white people.
Yeah. All right.
Just him going in there in high heels and a wig. Yeah, I'm a tranny now.
Well, I was going to pull up the story, but I actually kind of decided against it because, I mean, it's interesting, but there's really not enough there. But the Alamo Draft House.
Ooh. New video of Evergreen State College president effectively held hostage by
Yeah, I
SJW
think I have that one
BLM.
bookmarked, maybe. If not, I have a version of that. But anyways, the Alamo Draft House was gonna hold a women-only screening of Wonder Woman, and I guess they still are. They've added a second one because it sold out or whatever. But a bunch of people were raising hell because it's like we couldn't do a man-only screening of something, and shit like that, and so that was a thing that happened, and I forget why I brought that up.
Well, now, I think that those women are going to be pretty goddamn upset when they go watch it. And I think probably Wonder Woman fans are going to be upset.
Why is that?
Because, I mean, based off what I've seen, she's probably going to end up fucking Chris Pine.
Oh, yeah. No
And
doubt.
you know who wouldn't fuck Chris Pine? Deanna. She wouldn't fuck Chris Pine.
Yeah.
I don't care what was happening. She wouldn't fuck Chris Pine.
Especially not at that point in her life. Maybe later on after she got accustomed to, like, regular people
She's
shit.
been in the Justice League for 50 years. Yeah, maybe.
But at that point, she's, like, still fresh in the Themyscira lifestyle and, like, the Amazonian
Never
frame
seen a
of
man
mind.
before.
Yeah, so I don't, it probably wouldn't happen, but...
I guess they're probably going to be like, no, it's like an Amish person during Rumspringa. They have to experience everything so they can know if they want to go back.
But yeah, so it was like this whole fucking thing, and I was going to bring it up, but...
She's going to fuck Chris Pine. Just be ready for that, feminist. She's going to fuck Chris Pine, and it's not empowering to fuck Chris Pine.
Oh, you know what? One thing since well, no, I want to finish this shit first. Remember that, but let me see here.
Chris Pine. Uh-oh. Hey. Ho, ho. Well, this fucking professor's goddamn famous as shit now. I'm sure he can get a job anywhere he wants.
Okay, I think this is the same thing.
Yeah, that was the same intro for sure.
Yeah. Let me get it back up on the screen. Okay, so that was the professor that had an issue with these people at the college. And now, like, I guess this is a compilation, but I think this has the dean interaction on it too. But this is like them harassing other teachers and shit. So they didn't just do it to that one guy. Like, pretty much anybody that was white, they fucked with. Especially in the faculty.
These racist teachers have got to go!
What makes them racist?
They're white?
Exactly. Like, just because they're white, they're called racist. Like, what is this world we're living in?
Like,
this is ridiculous.
I would tell him, I'd be like, look, guys, I talked to the dean. I've used up my sick days for this semester. I have to be here. He wouldn't let me off.
It's like, well, my thing is, too, it's like, I don't want a race war. Like, who would want that? Why does anybody want that? Why?
Stupidity. It's literally stupidity.
It's ridiculous. Like, why?
no.
Why create mountains out of molehills or whatever you want to say?
Because if you can destroy America, you can destroy the idea of freedom.
Ugh.
And if you destroy the idea of freedom, then they don't have to worry about it. We go back to literal serfdom or worse, and shit like that.
Just everybody wants their own little piece of like not being offended pie. like everybody, but they get offended along the way on it because they like it. They get a rush from it, but at the same time, like they're fighting against being offended. It's weird.
A comedian put it really, really well. He was like, you know, a lot of people get upset now, and you know they say, you know, well, can't believe you just said that. You know, that offends me. Well, you're offended. Well, guess what? Guess what happens when you're offended? Nothing. You don't wake up tomorrow with lupus.
Yeah.
You know, he said,
you can get over it.
He was like, you know, I get offended every time I turn on the television and a boy band comes on.
Yeah.
I get offended. What the fuck do you think would happen if I called the cops every time a boy band came on TV? Because that shit seriously offends me. But I'm a grown person and I can handle it.
Yeah.
Hey, ho, ho! These racist teachers have got to go! Black power! Black power! What about?
They're saying black power. Like, how does that not juxtapose against the fucking KKK back in the day screaming white power while the police hosed black people down and sick dogs on them? Like, come on, dude. Like, think about what you're doing. Two wrongs don't make it right.
Our protection right now! Fuck you and fuck the police!
What?
Whiteness is the most violent fucking system to ever breathe!
Whiteness
isn't a system.
It's the most violent system. What? It's a color. It's actually the absence of color.
I would be like, well, there are several white people around you.
Or is it
none of them are
absolute
violent.
color? Black is
black is all the colors. White's the
yeah.
absence.
Okay, that's right. It is the absence of color.
Except for in like light, then it's
Yeah.
all the colors. But yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
weird.
know.
We're not art majors here, okay?
We're chronically confused. Is that an albino in the foreground here?
It's in a
Now, all of our
show.
administration is white.
Right.
It's not an accident.
Her hair's the same color as her dress. I think she matched that really well.
Somebody said I'll be here.
I said, I'm tired of white people talking about what black and brown people need. You don't know.
I'm just trying to respond.
I'm letting you know.
Okay, well, we're tired of black and brown people telling us we're racist when we're just trying to have an opinion on something. You know?
That's racist.
Yeah,
You had
exactly.
an opinion that's racist.
Yeah. It's like we're all fucking humans, man. Like, can't we all, like... You can have an opinion on me, and that's not racist. Why? Because I'm white and you're black? Like, white people can't be racist against...
Well, you're a white, straight, cisgendered male.
Yeah.
Hetero.
So you can talk all the shit you want about me, and you can have all the opinions you want about me and my race and what people who look like me have done, you know, that I have nothing to do with. But as soon as I say, you know what, I think there might be a problem with black people shooting each other all the time, you know, that's racist.
I think I've got a really good way to, like, kind of point out the key difference between most Christians and then, like, as far as Christianity as a religion, where it is today, and then, like, Islam as a religion. And you can make fun of Christianity. In fact, like, it's a very prominent thing to do through comedy, through movies, through the video game, showing them in the light of the extremist fashion.
No.
You cannot make fun of Islam.
No.
You can't make fun of Islam. Like,
not allowed.
you're not allowed. And I think that kind of paints the picture perfectly. Until we can make fun of Islam, they're not ready.
No. It's ridiculous. Muslims are a minority group in the world, don't you know? There's almost 2 billion of them, but they're a minority group.
2 billion. Out of 7.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, that's
technically a minority, but still.
Fastest growing religion.
Yep.
I like that guy dancing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, he's having fun. He's enjoying it. Wait, is he white? No, okay. It was the the image got saturated.
Well, it's... And you know what the fucked up thing is, too? Like, we see this shit, like, in these videos and in these news stories and articles online and whatnot. But, you know, like, I still have, like, black friends and, like, this shit doesn't come up.
Right.
Like, they're not, like, nobody's talking about white people suck. You know? But, like, people are somewhere, obviously. But it's like, I feel like the ones that aren't in college sopping this shit up into their brain matter.
Well, see the problem
are level-headed and, you know, like, hey, you're cool with me, dude.
See, the problem is...
Or they're just sleeper cells.
Like, they're... like, this shit, letting them get away with it,
yeah.
like, letting them get
Makes it
like,
worse.
what they want, Like, you're not preparing them for the real world. Like,
No,
that's
no.
like that's the difference between high school and college, is that at high school, when you don't show up, they call to find out where you are.
Yeah.
At college, you don't show up, fuck you.
We got your
don't
money.
show up. Don't care. And that's part of a real world experience, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't show up to work, they probably aren't going to call to see why you're not there. They're just going to go no call, no show.
Yeah.
Fired, you know?
Done.
It's that kind of shit, and like, that's what college is for. It's for founding. It's for the trading and discussions of ideas openly, and to prepare you for life, since regular school doesn't.
No, Cody. It's about preparing a home.
Oh.
It's about giving people a home. It's not
Oh.
about learning.
Oh.
It's about creating a home, a safe space for the students
Well, you know.
to converge and share ideas that don't differ.
And they're, acceptable words.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
unacceptable.
Black women and femmes doing all this emotional labor in this space. These white ass faculty members need to be holding him and all these people accountable. We don't need to be doing all things.
Look at the fucking socks.
Like, is he trying? I mean, the top makes me think. The top makes me think like John Travolta. Right, like in that fucking movie where he's like doing the disco shit.
Yeah, Saturday Night Fever.
And then the bottom is like completely Daisy Duke, completely. Like, those are nice legs. I'm not gonna fault him for them.
Yeah, like if you got it, flaunt it, I guess.
Right? I mean, my legs can't look like that.
No.
But I mean, the girls behind him don't even have legs that look that good.
No.
but I think he's confused as to what style he's going for.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I stopped it to say something, and then his appearance just threw my mind all out of whack.
No, I mean, I can't fault him for the socks. I'll wear knee highs. I like tube socks, man. I like tube socks. They're for me. But I mean, normally, I'm just.
I mean, they're
wearing
fine
board
in
socks.
pants, I think, but with shorts.
Oh, dude, man, there's nothing cooler than wearing tube socks with like the 2 colored stripes or the 3 colored stripes and like a pair of Chuck E. T's, and they match. That looks so good, man.
I don't know about all that.
Oh yeah,
it's not my thing.
I mean, like, I'm just swimming into ladies when I'm matching my tube socks to my Chuck E. T's.
But I want to get into one of these people's heads just for one day, just to see like what is it they're looking at in the world that convinces them of this shit, or are they just want to believe it so bad because they want to have something to stand for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they feel like they need to have a cause because every generation's kind of had its cause.
Yeah.
So they feel like they need to have one, but they really don't.
And because Hollywood's been doing a bunch of reboots, they feel that they should just reboot the civil rights movement.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. I just want to pick their brain and be like, what are you seeing in the world that I see too, but don't get
think
the
that
same
you could.
message?
Like, even if you were able to like put your brain like inside of their brain, I think that what would happen is your brain would end up with a sprung ankle from the mental gymnastics that were going on in there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. But like I just want to know.
Look at him. He's just miserable.
I just want to know like what happened at this school. Like what was said. What started this whole thing?
White people can't be here today. That's what started
This
it.
makes no sense. That was something they came up with on their own, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a rule. Why do you want to be there that day? It's a free day off of school.
They said traditionally, though, it's been done by people of color. So, like, they just wanted to change it this year, and it caused a big ol' hubbub because, like, who knows? Because they want to be ruckus. They want to cause some ruckus. Rabble rouse.
We're adults.
Right.
And so I'm telling you, you're speaking to your ancestor. All right?
Did you see that look?
He said you're speaking to your ancestor, and he just did the dog. He gave her the dog.
That's what I was about to say. He gave her the dog head turn.
Fuck yeah, he did. He said, huh? Yeah, I'm speaking to my end, huh?
What?
You ain't dead. You're not dust.
And here before you. We built these cities.
Right.
You've had civilization way before you ever had.
That's actually been kind of proven not true. Well, I don't know if it's been proven, but the theory's out there.
Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
I mean, they all looked like Osama bin Laden.
Exactly.
So.
Coming out your caves, okay?
Wait. Did she literally just try to say that only white people were cavemen? Because that's fucking retarded. Like, we all came from the same fucking genomes, right? So, I mean, like, the difference between us, literally the difference is pigmentation of skin. So the fact that she just wanted to try to say that white people evolved differently is almost, like, that's so fucking stupid to say.
Well, the idea is that white people evolved from Neanderthals, like sex with the Neanderthals or whatever.
And then everyone else is a real human.
Yeah. But there was an article that came out recently that some archaeologists found evidence that, now I don't know if this was white nationalist propaganda, it could have been spun some way, I didn't really check the source on the site, but apparently they found human remains, I think a jawbone or something, in like the white European areas. I forget where it was specifically, and apparently it predates all the Mesopotamian shit and all that, like almost like 1 million years or something. Yeah. So it's like it right now, if this proves to be true, is the earliest form of human remains we found. Well, it's not human. It's like, like a missing link type of thing. Like not a Neanderthal, not a whatever.
It's an alien.
Yeah, probably. But so yeah, some kind of ape person or something.
But isn't them saying that just as stupid and as wrong and unscientific as like Hitler saying the Aryan race is perfect, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but they don't. They don't get that. How did they not get that?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, if you were to take footage from any of that shit and put it side by side, it would just look like the same shit.
Yeah.
Basically. And they just don't get it.
These racist teachers have got to go. Hey, hey.
This is the
long.
These racist teachers have got to go. Black power. Black power. Hey, hey.
It looks like it's the first minute and a half is that video you showed. And then it goes into another video, which was someone else's shit.
Oh, that's that professor.
Yeah, but this was another video too.
Yeah. I'm looking for one. They had the dean in a room. It was a different room than what we saw a while ago. Here it is. Yeah, this is it. To leave.
And I was walking around E building and D building, and I heard
Oh, this is somebody's fucking video.
Yeah, I heard faculty
already saying that they heard from police that Brett Weinstein was surrounded and threatened, and that is simply not true.
That was true.
Plus, he invited us in. He came out to us.
Right, and I have a video of him following me.
He came out to us. We were all gathered outside. He opened the door.
No, originally it was inside, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That first video we watched was mostly inside. Then they made their way outside.
And said, hey, what's going on? Because my students already told me what's going on, pretty much. Next thing you know, he even told us.
How does this guy have students? This guy's dressed like a juggalo. What the fuck, dude? He's
well, it's Evergreen.
Oh my god.
State College.
Do you guys want to go to the 4th floor to discuss about this? Yeah. We said, where's your classroom at? He's like, they're on the 2nd floor and on the 3rd floor. So we proceeded with his, because he opened the door, and we walked to the 2nd floor. And that's when he came in. And we, like he said, we were all in the corner, pretty much. We didn't corner him, but we were all there talking to him.
Look at that Harry Potter bitch
him
right
at
there.
first. For transparency, we did block him at first. He was trying to leave, but however, we didn't. We had a conversation with him. Whatever a conversation is.
What? That was a fucking ambush. That wasn't a conversation.
Dude,
Can projects and things do? Have you sent an email out to our faculty letting them know? No. What's been done about that? 'Cause we're all here on our own time.
Yeah. Okay, girl. That is the first thing I'll do. I have not done it yet.
So they need to be told that these assignments won't be done on time. And we don't need to be penalized for that.
I don't know the names of all the students here.
We'll just send it to all the faculty.
wow. You send it to everybody so everybody can get away with not doing their work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did she really say, like we're not going to hand these assignments in on time or we're not going to be getting in trouble for that?
Yeah. And he said, okay. No, he said, I don't know everyone's student. We'll send it to every teacher. No. That's not how the world works. You know what I would have said? I would have said, so are you wanting me to engage into soft bigotry and say that you can't be held to the same expectations as the white students in this college? And that would shut them right the fuck up. She'd be like, I'd be like, yeah,
I don't know what would shut them up, though.
Well, I mean, she'd call me a racist for saying that. And I'd be like, you're the one engaging in racist activities. You're saying you're not competent or capable enough to finish the assignment as given.
Well, and not only
time.
yourself, everybody else that you're speaking on behalf of right now.
Because you guys are in here because you're upset about something. Well, guess what? You know, go get a job, get upset at Burger King.
You could be
and
out
don't flip
doing
your burgers.
stuff instead of sitting in here bitching.
You could be doing your assignment right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I always had to do my homework before I got to do fun things.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry.
Oh, he shushed him.
Sorry.
Can't be doing that, man.
Oh.
Can't be shushing people.
Major cuck.
Yeah. Can't be shushing black people, man. That's oppressive.
I speak with my hands.
Dude, the faculty need to know what's going on so that y'all can't keep doing this pointing fingers. And since I know
You act like we don't have time.
I just came for the pizza. I don't know what these people are talking about. Hey, ho, ho, yay, pizza.
I bet the school ordered the pizza for him.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Are you listening? Okay, this is it. This is how you can help.
Please.
You please, George. You please. Come on.
You can't talk to him, dude. I don't even know why you're trying. Everything you say is going to be a problem. Everything.
Okay, we trying to listen. Go ahead.
I'm trying to talk.
Okay. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and say it.
I want to go to work on these with Wendy, the other people here, the faculty.
Oh, faculty, y'all staying?
I need some privacy, folks. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have claustrophobia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, blocking America.
And we endure hate crimes on your campus and we pay to be here for it.
What? What?
Sorry.
Okay.
I have claustrophobia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, blocking America.
And we endure hate crimes on your campus and we pay to be here for it.
They say we endure hate crimes every day.
And have to pay to be here for it. Yep.
Oh my god, dude. Define a hate crime. That's what I would say. It must not have been a very bad one. You're still here. You know, you're not in the hospital. You're not, you know, you haven't reported anything. You know, where's the police report? Come on, dude.
South Park put hate crimes in the best way.
Yeah.
Like, elevating a certain crime to make it more heinous than another is...
I was going to say, like, aren't
stupid.
Technically all crimes hate crimes? I mean, you know, if somebody
like
harms
if I murdered my wife because she was cheating on me, it was because in that moment I hated her more than I wanted to be a free man in society. Right? So, I mean, that's a hate crime, but it's not termed a hate crime unless my wife had turned out to be a transgendered male. And, you know, then it would be a hate crime because she was transgendered.
Yeah.
Even though that was not, you know, that's why it's stupid.
I can't watch any more of this bullshit.
No, it hurts me. Like, I feel bad. Uh-oh. Colbert's homophobic joke. Oh, that was over when he called Trump a cuck, right? He said that Trump got cuckolded or something by Putin, and everyone got really mad at him.
I can't keep up with this shit anymore, man. Everybody's always offended about something.
That was the other thing that was really funny about Colbert, too. Right after they fired James Comey, Colbert came on and he was like, yeah, so like literally just a couple minutes ago, you know, they fired James Comey, and everyone in the audience starts cheering, right? Because, you know, everyone was supposed to hate James Comey. That was like for Hillary or Bernie because of what he did. Yeah. And then once he got fired, you know, and they were all cheering, Colbert goes, "Oh, I guess we got a lot of Trump supporters in here." And it's like if they don't even know what they're supposed to be for or against, how the fuck is any of this gonna stick?
This guy is kind of famous in the YouTube feminism sphere. And basically, a couple weeks ago, it came out that his partner, his wife, or whatever, I don't know, he's polyamorous. So he had like 4 or 5 different girlfriends, which is...
You can do that when you have money.
Yeah. I guess they were living in Colorado or something. But apparently they did some mushrooms, and he ended up shooting her for some reason. Originally, people were saying it was PTSD. But then some shit came out that he was never in the military. He lied about that.
Stolen
Apparently,
valor is
stolen
a very,
valor.
very serious crime too.
Stolen valor like a motherfucker. Like there are videos of him, which I got one video loaded up, ready to go, which is him pretending to come home from his job as like a military police or something like that, and he's got all this garb on. And he like starts the video like while he's still got it on, like his duffel bag's over his shoulder, and he's got his bulletproof vest on and shit. And he's like taking it off, like, "Hey guys, how's it going? Today we did this." And like, yeah. And the thing that gets me about this guy is like, I look at him and like I know he's Russian, but he looks like any fucking Richmond, Kentucky meth head I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like he just looks like a white trash piece of shit, and I've always thought that about him.
That's Russia.
Yeah, I guess.
White trash piece.
I guess, but he just looks like he could be my next door neighbor for all I know. He looks like I've seen guys that look like him before, and they're usually like pill dealers or something.
Yeah.
Like they usually have the hookup on pills or meth. But apparently this guy was all into fucking not very hot chicks. and pretending to be in the military. So that's that. And there was like this whole thing, like, and I agree with it. People are saying, don't lay this on feminism, which is true, but it is funny. I mean, it's kind of ironic that he's this like major figurehead in the YouTube feminism sphere.
Yeah,
and
not all
he
men,
ends up killing his woman.
Not all men, just feminist men.
Yeah. And there was another thing that always bothered me too. Well, not bothered me, but baffled me was like, I mean, I know there's like sex positive feminists and, women should have, full faculty over their body. If they want to be sluts, they can be sluts. And I'm down with that.
Yeah, because I think it's funny that what they consider empowerment means I have a chance.
Yeah, but it does baffle me, though, that they're also at the same time, like, kind of subtly anti-men. Some of them are not even subtle about it. But, if we're talking feminism in general, in the mainstream, it's kind of like, softly anti-man. So it's like, how do they make this guy like one of their main figureheads, but he's obviously, he's fucking a bunch of different chicks and, which could be seen as disrespectful in some people's eyes. And,
well, but they were all feminists though, and they were all fucking each other too. Empowerment.
So I guess that is part of it, but still, he's a white trash motherfucker, and he did some shrooms and killed his wife. 29-year-old Alexander Kopolov, known as Russian Deadpool by viewers of the Skeptic Feminist channel, murdered 31-year-old Heather Annabelle, known as Ivy, on Saturday evening in Clifton, with neighbors alerting the police after hearing several gunshots. Police discovered Annabelle's body outside of their home, with her having died from multiple wounds to the neck and chest.
I'd hate to get shot in the neck.
Yeah.
I mean, chest too, but the neck would suck.
So, and then it came out like this Harley chick that's also part of their little group was coming out and saying it was PTSD and he wasn't in the right frame of mind. But then, not long ago, some guy came out and exposed him for stolen valor. Let's see here.
Yeah. I like the fact that those
Let me
tweets
know.
are there forever.
Yeah.
Well, folks,
thing.
I was just getting ready to pull the trigger on a video about Russian Deadpool when this happened. Now, I was all set to tear into Russian Deadpool about his manipulative and dishonest ways. So I'm going to have to tell this story in a way that I feel is not disrespectful to Ivy's memory. This has become her tragedy, her story.
Oh, is that a rat on her?
It's
Oh,
very
okay. I thought she
sad
had a
and
really
very
long-stranded
tragic
dumb
that she
hair.
lost her life, and I'll have to respect that. Now, the story begins back in August.
That's
when
one of those
Harley was
other
having
ones.
health problems.
It's not the same
and
one?
the group found
No.
themselves in a pinch, having to live in an RV and without money. So they had set up a GoFundMe page so they could raise money and go.
How does a successful, and I assume that the Skeptic Feminist is a successful channel, how does a successful channel, like, because I mean, how do they lose the money to where they have to live in an RV? Which, by the way, RVs are expensive.
Yeah, I don't know. He was kind of a layabout.
No, he had a military police job.
Yeah, well, obviously found out that was not true. and actually this video here is kind of funny. The way this guy broke it all apart was shortly after he had started talking about this military job or whatever, military police or whatever the fuck it was, Homeland Security or something. He just takes a 1-month trip to Australia to live with this other chick for a while and fuck her. He's like, if you just started being Homeland Security, they're not going to give you a month-long vacation,
No.
you know?
No.
So that's how they kind of bust that open. Let me see here. My thing that I've noticed about, because I never watched a whole lot of his videos before.
Yeah.
But since he did this, I've gotten caught up in kind of some of it. He seems like a pretty good manipulator. Like, in this stuff here, like he rewards, this is the Australian chick that he went and seen. He rewards her, quotes, rewards her by making her a member of the skeptic feminist group after only they've had sex. Like, it wasn't, you know, like, hey, you're a feminist, you can join our little group. But no.
Of my other lovers, Harley and Ivy, I'm polyamorous, and we're very open with each other about our feelings. And the thing about polyamory is you want to...
You get to fuck a lot of people.
To find as much love in their lives as you can. And so...
No, dude, it's all about the sex. Come on, man. Sex. Like, don't be trying to church it up. It's all about love and harmony, and no, it's about sticking your dick in as many different pussies as you possibly can and get away with it.
Trying to fill that hole.
No, look, I'm not hating. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying let's be honest about it. you know,
just trying to fill that void inside of you.
Yeah.
I want to thank them right now for being so supportive, and
thank you.
for taking care of my rat babies, my furry kids during this month that I have been with Laura in Australia. My lovely Laura Athena.
And this obviously made a situation that was even less stable than before. More manipulation, more bullshit, no hard work, no stable environment.
But yeah, that's the thing, dude. I don't know how popular their YouTube channel was. Again, I've heard that he was I've seen him on streams with Sargon and shit before, so they had to be doing something right, you know, to get attention from Sargon. You know, and actually get on his channel.
Yeah.
So, you know, they had to have some popularity, I'm sure. And I'd imagine they were making some YouTube money. I'm sure they probably had a Patreon, you know, and things like that. But this guy didn't have a job, you know, but he pretended he did, obviously, and somehow he convinced his wife to go along with it, you know, and all these other chicks too, because that was my thing. Like, how did he not get exposed before any of this happened?
Yeah.
You know, because stolen valor is a pretty big deal, and somebody had to have caught on to it at some point, you know.
Hello, boys and girls, gentlemen. I am here, ladies, gentle folk, gentle women. Just got off of work, and I want to get this off my chest right away. It's awesome. It's great news. Nothing negative today. I have...
But I mean, who just gets off of work and like first thing they do when they walk in the door, they don't bother putting any of their shit down. They just have to press record on the fucking webcam. Like That's the first thing, and then I'll just take this off while I'm doing my video. Like, come on, dude. Like, how fake can you be?
Also, why would Homeland Security hire a Russian right now?
Exactly. Well, this was back in November.
Their job. Whoever checked off on that applicant, like, there we go, Russian check.
I've been working with Homeland Security, as you guys know, and the captain, the gentleman in charge of the entire district, like all of Colorado, for this job, he is so interested in me specifically that he invited me to do a class one-on-one.
So that's the thing about people, because I've known people like him that make up stories like this. You know, oh, I've got a job working for the government, or I do this, or, you know, or anything really, just kind of grandiose delusions of grandeur. I guess that's redundant, but still, you know, they come up with these huge elaborate lies, and they make it so like self-important and so big that it's like, if you're gonna tell a lie like that, kind of scale it back a little bit so it's believable. You know, like, yeah, they make it as hard to believe as possible, but they just go with it. People are like, okay, cool, whatever.
Well, his women were.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, I would like to talk to one of them and be like, how
one that's left?
Yeah. I like, how like, did you really believe his bullshit? Or was his dick just that good? You know, like, did he just have good drugs? Because, again, he looks like a drug dealer to me.
Well, I mean, clearly he had good mushrooms.
Yeah.
We sent him to go spend some time with her because he was the one who didn't really have to be here for work, or he didn't need to be here for medical stuff. Spend some time with her because he was the one who didn't really have to be here for work.
See, that's the thing. Like, this isn't new information, which is, again, why I'm like, why did nobody expose him before? You know, like, why did nobody come out and be like, hey, this guy's a lying piece of shit? You know, maybe this could have been prevented. Maybe if some people would have, like, caught on to this and, like, made a big deal out of how much he was lying and shit, maybe the one he was living with would have been like, oh, shit, maybe I'm in a bad position with it. Maybe it would have woke her up. Maybe not. You know, but maybe she would still be with us.
No, look
Who
at
knows?
her. She was just happy that someone was dicking her.
No, that's a different one. That's the one.
Oh, I know,
Yeah,
I know,
okay.
but she was just happy. That's the one that tried to say that he just had a severe episode after he killed their other roommate.
Yeah.
Okay.
That he had PTSD. And which
I'd probably go along with whatever he was saying if he was still holding the gun, too.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
I'd
sure.
be like, yeah, of course that's what happened.
Yeah.
Russian Deadpool.
Russian Deadpool.
Like, why does this bitch in over there always wear that shit on her head?
I don't know. It's fucking weird. All right. Well, allegedly he killed his wife.
No, he's been charged.
Huh?
Well, I'm sure. Like, I mean,
well, he hasn't been convicted yet. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
he was the only one there, so obviously he did it. But you know, I think you have to say allegedly until he's been convicted, right? So.
I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to say shit. You can call people a racist with no evidence whatsoever.
Yeah.
So you're a fucking murderer, Russian Deadpool. Fucking piece of shit. I mean, like, clearly he, A, couldn't handle his drugs, and B, was just a piece of shit.
So, yeah, this kind of goes along the same lines of that Evergreen stuff. Cody didn't know about this, so I wanted to kind of bring it up. But this was a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Well, not even that long ago. Black Harvard students holding a graduation of their own. And this was like a big deal, too. Oh, let me get it up here. This is from Fox News. Boston. Black students at Harvard University are organizing a graduation ceremony of their own this year to recognize the achievements of black students and faculty members some say have been overlooked. More than 700 students and guests are registered to attend Harvard's Black Commencement, which will take place 2 days before the school's traditional graduation events. It isn't meant to replace the existing ceremony, students organizers say, but rather to add something that was missing. What the fuck was that? My computer is raspberry, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck?
It laughed. It thought it was funny.
What was that?
Probably one of those fucking sound ads getting cut off.
Oh, wow.
Look, even the still image of Tucker down there is that.
It's the face. It's always an android, dude. I'm sold on it. Something that was missing? No, you had a graduation ceremony where everybody graduated together and hung out together in harmony. Like what MLKJR was preaching back in the day. You know, that we could all coexist and have graduation ceremonies together. I mean, that wasn't an exact quote, but I'm sure it was part of the idea. You know, I don't care. Do whatever the fuck you want. But to be like, this isn't segregation, you're a moron. You're a fucking moron. Just call it what it is. Do it I don't care if you want to do it. I don't go to Harvard. I'm not ever going to go to Harvard, you know.
They probably wouldn't let us on campus.
Yeah, you know, but the thing about it is, it's like, just be honest about it, you know, and understand why some people who actually are at Harvard or, you know, are in this culture that are close to things like this would get upset about it. Because if a bunch of white nationalists were to say, well, we want to have an all white people ceremony, You don't think there'd be some hell raising going on? I mean, let's pretend, double standards don't exist, okay? Whatever. But yeah, at Harvard of all places.
Yeah.
Which is really baffling, because that's supposed to be where all the really smart people go. Or at least one of the places. It's an Ivy League school.
Yale voted to suspend freedom of speech. So again, I don't think...
Well, I guess it's not technically smart people. It's just rich people.
Well, see, I think the problem, like, Saul Alinsky's plan, like, backfired on him. Because, like, Saul Alinsky was like, if you want to change culture, you got to hold 2 of 3 things. You either have to hold education, entertainment, or politics. You got to have 2 of the 3. Well, they've got education and entertainment, and it's kind of like backfiring on them a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're going to drive all this shit into your heads. You guys are just oppressed and horrible, and you guys got to get out there and fight the man. Well, you look a lot like the man, Professor.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's what happened to that poor guy at Evergreen. He probably did what you said, was spouting off the same rhetoric that a lot of teachers are at the college level, and then boom.
Backfire.
He gets surrounded. And then you got these fucking deans who are being cucked left and fucking right. Like, how did you become a dean of a school if you don't have the backbone to tell the students, no, you're acting like children? Right?
I don't know, man. A lot of the deans I've seen over the years, and like I haven't really encountered many, but I've seen them. I've heard about them. They always seem kind of like really soft and nerdy, like that one guy. So I'm thinking maybe they just don't have balls. Maybe they just kind of, they got to where they were because they were in the right place at the right time. Maybe. They spent a long time at the university or something.
Because
I don't know.
you have deans of different departments. Like, there's the dean of the science department, and then there's, I guess, the overruling dean and/or president of the student body. So, like, I mean, really, like, I would really hope the person that's charging me, $40,000 a semester to go to school, would have at least the responsibility to be able to maintain a proactive and positive learning environment.
You would hope so. But
for everybody.
We really wanted an opportunity to give voice to the voiceless at Harvard, said Michael Huggins. Huggins?
Yep.
President of the Harvard Black Graduate Student Alliance, a campus group that is planning the ceremony.
In other words, he became president of a group that didn't used to exist. But a voice to the voiceless at Harvard, I'm sorry, but
if you're going to Harvard, you got money or you got a really good scholarship.
They accept more people of color at Harvard than they do white people because it's federally mandated that they do.
Yeah.
That's how that works. Like it's like the affirmative action shit, all right? Yep. So this doesn't involve white people at all. We're going to take a black kid and an Asian kid who grew up in the same town on the same street, so they're, the same living conditions, okay? The Asian kid doesn't get as many points on his SAT even if they got the same score as the black kid, because that's how the affirmative action works. Because they have a disproportionate amount of Asian people in higher education, so they get shafted. I mean, that's just how it works. And that's not right. It should be based on the merit of the person alone. Color, sex, none of that stuff should even be brought into an applicant. You should get a nameless sheet in front of you that's literally just, here's a GPA, here's extracurriculars, and same thing with the job. It should be, here's what they can do. And if they get the job and you find out that their name is Muhammad Akbar, well, guess what? He was the best person for the job. Who cares what he is or who he is,
Be nice if that's the way it was.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. But, well...
A voice to the voiceless.
I feel like, I just don't, I feel like if you're fortunate enough to go to Harvard, even if it's on a government scholarship because of your color, your race, whatever, I feel like you've got a voice at that point. You're at fucking Harvard.
Don't you just...
You're at one of the top Ivy League schools in the world.
Don't you just read the line, we really wanted an opportunity to give the voice to the voiceless at Harvard, in the most snobby white guy voice in the world.
Yeah. Well, and two, the voiceless, everything we've seen so far of, not even just minorities, but white kids too, their voices are pretty fucking loud, and people are listening to them, even though, it's been proven time and time again to be unpopular to listen to these people and give them what they want.
Now they're going to give us Harvard's ethnicity breakdown.
Yeah. So many students identify with the African diaspora.
Sure.
Diaspora.
I'm going with it.
Whatever. But don't necessarily feel welcome as part of the larger community, and they don't feel like their stories are being shared. I mean, well, look, let's look at it this way. Maybe they don't feel like they belong because, again, Harvard's a rich kid school, and they're on scholarships. So, like, you know, a lot of the kids that aren't are actually rich. So you've got all these, like, maybe poor to lower middle class people combined with all these truly rich people, you know, that are in the wealthy people that are in this school, and maybe they're fucking clashing. But I mean, that's, you know, that's class. That's not race. You know, that's what you get with affirmative action when you force these people to. And again, I think they should be allowed to go anywhere. You know, fuck it. You know, it's like, I think it's ridiculous that there's Ivy League schools that only the richest of the rich can get into. So I'm cool with there being scholarships, but it needs to be more balanced.
Well, but
you know,
I mean, you know, in the 70s, tuition at Yale was $3,000 a semester. You could work your way through Yale back in the 70s. You can't work your way through Eastern Kentucky University now.
Nope. Let's see. So whites. What is this?
That'd be 40%.
Percentage? So yeah,
a little over 40% white.
Non-U.S. citizens. So what? Like.
That would be any international student that wanted to come learn.
So they're just here on like a visa or something, like a green card or something?
An education visa.
So you got Asians at 13.4%, Hispanic at 7%, Black or African American at 5%. I mean, it reflects the population. I mean, a little bit.
It's a hard school to get into.
It's an Ivy League school. Again, you have to have money or you have to get a scholarship. You know, and they don't give many of those out every year. Unknown 4.5%, 2 or more races 3.6. So yeah, I mean, look, just given the population of Boston alone, you know, and then plus America itself, you know, these numbers they work out. It's kind of what you would expect. You know, I don't see the point. And again, I don't care that you want to have a black celebration, a black graduation ceremony. That's fine. Do whatever you want, but be honest about it. You know, you're not doing it because you want to give a voice to the voiceless. You're doing it because of the fucking narrative.
Yeah.
The agenda. That's why you're doing it.
Like, if we really want to stop focusing on race, then stop focusing on race.
Well, it's like Morgan Freeman says in that famous clip.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop calling you a white guy. You can stop calling me a black guy.
We're just guys.
Yeah, we're just dudes.
I mean...
Or whatever the fuck he says.
But that's the problem. If you as a white person say that stuff, like, you know, if you were to say that phrase that Colbert said, that I don't see color, which is the way that I thought we were all brought up, is to look, like, not to, like, focus on the skin color, but on the character of a man or a woman. But no, if you say that now, they say, well, you're supposed to fucking recognize color. That's your white fucking privilege. You don't see the hardships we go through.
Yeah.
And you don't see the hardships I go through. Just because I'm white doesn't mean that I got $1 million in the bank and a Ferrari.
Harvard joins a growing number of universities that have added graduation events for students of different ethnicities. Some have offered black commencement ceremonies for years, including Stanford University, Marshall University, and University of Washington. Some have added them more recently and are also adding events for a variety of cultural groups. I just don't see, like, why? What's the point in segregating everybody like that?
I don't know.
It makes no sense. Like, there's no... again, I thought we were trying to get away from that kind of behavior as a society. You know, let everybody fucking coexist. But no. I mean, what's different at the black ceremony than at the everybody else ceremony? You know, like, what are they doing differently? Do they have fucking...
Well, they're getting an African kente cloth.
Yeah.
No, really, they are.
So
every student will receive a stole made of traditional African kente cloth, meant to symbolize their shared heritage and to be worn with their cap and gown at the university's graduation.
So a lambskin's not good enough for you?
Well, now, here's the thing, though. If a South African guy was there, he couldn't go to it, and even though he's technically African, and therefore African-American, he couldn't go to it, or she couldn't go to it and get their traditional African kente cloth? That's not right.
So you can be a white African-American.
Yeah.
You know, if you're from Africa and you immigrated to America.
The Antword.
Yeah.
They're white and they're African.
Dave Matthews is a white African American.
We don't claim him.
You know? So there you go.
He's the sandals with socks kind of guy.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's got some good music, but you go to a concert and, you know, you go to a Primus concert, you're excited about the 30-minute jam solo that was, you know, unprompted. You go to Dave Matthews, you're like, is this guy going to stop playing that fucking violin?
Well, that's the difference, like the thing about Dave Matthews Band concerts is it's not a concert, it's a get-together. Like, I've never seen, like, a Dave Matthews Band concert where everybody's just there because they love the music.
Yeah.
Like, most people, it's like a Grateful Dead concert. People just go to hang out, basically.
I wish they'd stop playing that song, man. I mean, it's kind of hard to hear you.
All right, so one more order of business, which you...
Oh, yeah. Okay. Go to Star Wars Underworld, there it is.com. Okay, guys. So, with episode 8, we've got some cool little stuff that came out. That kind of confirmed some of the stories or some of the rumors that we had heard. Like about the heavy assault walkers and the way that they look. And Snoke in the film, which it should be down a little bit more. Right there. Leaked Last Jedi. Lego sets revealed new vehicles. The photos have been removed from Instagram, but they're on Imager if you click right there. Alright, see, I've got them saved from the...
Where?
Right there. Okay. Well, there's Snoke. As you can see, he's in a golden robe type thing. Right?
Yeah.
And there's also evil BB-8
I was about
right
to say
there.
there's
An evil
a
BB
BB-8.
droid. Yeah. There's going to be lots of BB droids, apparently, that are evil. And then this is the set that's going to come with the heavy assault walker, which you've got Rey in her new costume, a resistance trooper, and then that's interesting, Captain Poe Dameron. And I'll tell you why it's interesting shortly, but I really like the First Order walker driver, because I mean, you know, like, you have to have different kind of things to show what the stormtrooper is.
Yeah.
And so, like, I like that black line on the top of the helmet. That's pretty cool, where he's got that one line.
Yeah.
And, like, even, like, the, like, if you look at the face, it almost looks like it's a more old-style helmet, too, as opposed to the new ones. But, yeah, look at the walker. Like, it's got these really big shields on its front legs, and it, like, makes it, like, I guess it's to keep them from getting tripped by the tow cables. But, like, they're much taller and larger.
Yeah, you'd think they'd adapt eventually to something like that.
But they're much taller and larger than the AT-ATs that we're used to. But, like, even the face, it's kind of got, like, a gorilla-esque thing. Like, and that's what they talk about. Like, it looks like a gorilla lumbering at you on all fours because big forearms. I guess you gotta go up. All right, so there... No, back. There's the bomber. That top one is the bomber, the new Resistance bomber. So as you can see, it's not a Y-wing. But Kelly Marie Tran, and then this other chick are playing sisters in Resistance, and one of them is supposed to... There's going to be a scene in the movie with her actually in one of those bubble pilot things. And then the First Order Star Destroyer was the one with Snoke on it. But if you scroll down, all right, so here is Vice Admiral Holdo, which is Laura Dern's character.
Yeah.
The image that they released from Vanity Fair is her in this, like, really nice pink, fancy, formal dress. But this is why I said that was interesting that it said Captain Poe Dameron. Because look at that. Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
So clearly, at some point during the movie, he gets a promotion, which, I mean, that's
probably
cool.
At the end.
Yeah, because we get these, these little bits and pieces just from this, like Snoke being in the gold. That confirms a rumor that when we see Snoke in this movie, it's a lavish environment, like rich, like you can tell that Snoke really pampers himself. But yeah, like these were cool little leaks, and clearly Star Wars and Disney doesn't want any bit of them on the internet, but I've got them saved on my phone. They're here. It's just cool stuff because we're getting closer to it, and we still don't have a big old plot outline yet, which I've been waiting for. But we'll get one. We'll get one, I'm sure. But this is cool. We're getting a lot of cool little things, and I don't know if you saw the Vanity Fair spread, but
no.
The picture, you need to look at the pictures from Vanity Fair. They look really cool.
Check it out.
Really cool.
I tell you what, man, we're also getting Justice League pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about it. Because, I mean, you know me, like...
Well, I'd be concerned because The Flash is on, what, its 4th director and or writer at this point? Like,
yeah.
Every time they get a script in, they just, instead of, like, reworking it, they just say, fuck you.
I have confidence that the movie's going to be decent. You know, like, I feel like the editorial choices they made in Batman v Superman and things like that and Suicide Squad, I hope they've learned from that. You know? Because, look, I liked Batman v Superman, all right. You know, I was able to fill in the blanks in the theatrical version. And then whenever the extended cut came out, it was pretty much I was right about everything. You know, but I understood why people had issues with it. Because you shouldn't have to wait for an extended cut to get, like, the way the movie's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, it should just come out that way. And I understand, like, they want to sell more tickets, so they have to shorten it, and they have to have more screenings, you know, which is bullshit. Whatever. Just leave it the way it is. Don't fuck with it. But I get it. But that's what's hurt them so far. And I'm worried that, you know, the turnout for Justice League is going to be so shitty. But maybe if Wonder Woman's good, maybe it'll help, you know. But I'm worried that the turnout's going to be so shitty that they're going to shit can the whole thing. Which maybe they need to.
No,
but then it's going to be another 5-6 years before they fucking pick it back up again. You know?
No, I think they're going to do it. Because I really think that what's going to happen is Warner Brothers is going to run it into the ground to where they have to give up licensing, and then Disney buys DC too.
Well, I don't know about that, because Warner Brothers doesn't just license out DC. DC and Warner Brothers are one thing. Like, they're all owned by the same people.
Well,
it's kind of like Disney and Marvel. Warner Brothers has owned DC for years.
Well, I mean, it's just like I don't think they're going to have an issue with getting people there on the first weekend with any movie.
Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely... The first weekend's always going to be
They're going to be good. Like, they're going to make... they should make their money back. But, I mean, like, the Wonder Woman movie...
I just hope
it's
not another situation like that where you have to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray to get the full movie. Because that does hurt it. That, you know, it's just like, come on, man. Who cares if it's 3-4 hours long? You know, Lord of the Rings was 4 hours long. Come on.
It sucks that, like... To be honest with you, out of the movies that they've talked about, like the ones that I was really excited for was Batman vs Superman, and then after seeing that, when they announced that Ben Affleck was going to write or direct a new Batman movie,
which isn't true
now
anymore.
He's not doing it, and it's like, okay, so now I don't have interest in seeing that. Like, I mean, I might.
I still do because Jeff Johns is on board with it, and I trust his judgment. As somebody who's written for Batman for a long time.
I just want a Kevin Smith Batman movie.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't even think, if anything, it would harken slightly back to a Burton.
Yeah.
Because he would have comedy in it, but it would be those, like, appropriate comedy. Like, it wouldn't be comedy coming from Batman pulling out a goddamn credit card. Or it would be comedy from, like, the quips of, like, the henchmen and shit. You know, like, the comedy would come in appropriate places, and I think Kevin Smith would treat that movie with the utmost respect and probably put out one of his finer movies. But no one's going to give Kevin Smith the keys to Batman because people don't understand that he would make a movie that would make them money.
Yeah, well, and two, like, with the movies that Kevin Smith's making right now, like Yoga Hosers and shit, he's just having fun, but at the same time, that doesn't translate well.
I mean, that came from
Hollywood.
And isn't he funding those movies himself?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, they just came up with a really crazy Great White North trilogy, and here it is. We got Moose Jaws coming out.
But as far as Hollywood's concerned, they look at that and they're like, well, this guy's making bullshit movies. You know, we don't want to hand him Batman and have him make some bullshit Batman movie, even though, like, we know that as fans and how much of a fan he is of the franchise, that he would want to do it right. First of all, I don't think he would want to do it because he's talked before about how he doesn't want to do a big budget superhero movie. Because he doesn't want the responsibility because he sees how much hate people get and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, he says he would rather just watch them. But I think he would do a good job. But again, you have to think in terms of how Hollywood works, and they would see what he's doing right now. But like, nope.
Just like he's right. He just writes the script.
Yeah, I mean that could work. I'd like to know his take on it.
Is that those scripts would get turned over 7 times, and the only thing that would be left would be Batman.
Yeah, like one scene with Batman would be what was left of his shit. But anyways, I guess that's all we got.
That was a long podcast.
Yeah, I might have to cut it down into 2 parts. Maybe we'll see.
I mean, that was like 3 hours.
2.5.
Yeah, 3 hours. Yeah, we round up here.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, listening, whatever you did. Be sure to check out the gaming channel, dubCast Games, here on YouTube. Gonna be doing some live streams pretty soon.
Subscribe
to this channel, to the Tony Dubz channel, all them channels. All the links will be in the description below. And yeah, I guess we're done now, so you guys can go out and do some cool shit. But just watch out for the potholes. We'll see you in the next one. This video is brought to you by dubzlist.com, where I, Tony Dubz, scour Amazon and countless other online retailers for the coolest, most unique products known to man. Use it as a gift guide for those who have everything, or be selfish and keep it all for yourself. From naughty adult toys to pranks and gag gifts, from mind-blowing scientific gadgets to kitchen helpers, computers, collectibles, games, apparel, sports gear, and everything in between, dubzlist.com is your portal to all the shit you never knew you needed. Dubzlist.com is used as a means of support for the dubCast and Tony Dubz YouTube channels. So if you like what you see here and want to help out, simply bookmark the site and buy the featured products, or click through the affiliate page and shop for anything you may need from dozens of sites, including Amazon.com. So from the bottom of my cold, cold heart, thank you for your support of these channels, and happy shopping.